Hey guys, let's talk through some of the common misconceptions when it comes to immunity. Now, I've identified 3 common misconceptions to try and help you out and explain why they're wrong. So the first one is that antibodies directly destroy pathogens. It's kind of what you say at GCSE. Antibodies don't directly destroy pathogens, but what antibodies can do is they can tag or label pathogens to basically make them more likely to be destroyed. They would be destroyed though by phagocytes that engulf and destroy the pathogen, or cytotoxic T cells or killer T cells that produce chemicals like perforins to destroy the pathogen. So they're acting as markers or opsonins, as we call them, but they're not destroying the pathogen directly. Antibodies can cause agglutination, so they can clump pathogens together, meaning that a phagocyte can engulf multiple pathogens in one go. But again, that would be the phagocyte that's destroying the pathogen and not the antibodies directly. The second misconception is to do with viruses. We know from GCSE that antibiotics do not work on viruses, but the misconception is that viruses are living things. Viruses are made of cells. They are not. Think about viral structure. They are not made of cells. They are acellular. They don't have any of the same cell components as a bacterial cell. For example, they don't have a cell wall. So antibiotics that work by destroying the bacterial cell wall are not going to function on a virus, because a virus basically just has nucleic acid, a protein coat or a capsid, and maybe a lipid envelope. It doesn't have a cell wall. Also, as well as being acellular, viruses can only replicate when they're inside a host cell. So the antibiotic would have to destroy your host cell first before even getting to the virus. The third misconception, I suppose, is that having a vaccination will always give you long-term immunity against a disease. And this is not always the case. So in A-level biology, we learn about antigenic variability. And a good example of this is the flu virus. The flu virus, the genetic information mutates frequently, and the shape of the antigens on the surface of the virus will change regularly. So different vaccinations are needed, which is why it's recommended to get a flu vaccination each year, so that in that flu vaccination, there's going to be the kind of most common strain of the virus in that particular season, to give you immunity for that new strain that has different antigens on its surface to maybe the strain that you had the vaccination for the year before. So getting regular flu vaccinations is important, especially if you are elderly, a child, or you have a compromised immune system. I hope you found that useful.